We're continuing our episode series focused on countries in Africa, and I'm really excited to finally be exploring the country of Tunisia. Welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and after we did our videos about Algeria and Morocco, I think we did a few videos on Algeria already. Well, a lot of you guys were asking for us to do a video on Tunisia, so I promise it's coming. So here it is. Let's jump into the facts. We're looking at 10 surprising facts about Tunisia. So starting at fact number 10. Tunis is Tunisia's capital, and it's also the city that gave the country its name. Tunisia. Tunis is a city that's situated on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea, and the area also is commonly known as Old City of Medina. Next thing to know is that since ancient times, the Berbers have always lived in the area known as Tunisia. And now going back to the 12th century BC, Phoenicians began to migrate into the lands and established Carthage. And during 149 BC, the Romans battled and won over Carthage while infusing Christianity and architect into Tunisia. Now, during the first century of Islam, the Arabs took over Tunisia, and then the Ottomans took over in 1534 up until 1574. And then in the year 1881, France conquered Tunisia. So if you go to Tunisia, you'll hear people speaking French today. And then from there, in the year 1957, Tunisia regained its independence and the country became the Tunisian Republic. So yes, the people and the country of Tunisia has been through a lot, and this is one of the reasons why Tunisians, if you ever meet them, they have such pride for their country and their culture. It's amazing to see. For fact number 8, Tunisia has one of the most important cities in the Islamic world, and that city is known as Kairouan. So what's significant about the city anyways? Well, it contains the Great Mosque of Kairouan, also known as the Great Mosque of Sidi Oukba, and this mosque, by the way, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The formation of the city of Kairouan dates back all the way to the year 670. But while we're on the topic of cities in Tunisia, let's talk about Matmata. Now, Matmata is a small town that is inhabited by original Berber-speaking people. Now, in the past, underground houses were built to really get away from the desert heat. But you know, today most Tunisians build their houses above ground. But you'll find underground homes in Matmata because they prefer underground homes rather than living in modern houses. The underground homes are formed by digging large open pits whose walls are carved to make houses. And these pits actually can hold several families, sometimes upwards to 5 or even 9 families in one pit. Now, when it comes to the size of Tunisia, Tunisia is the smallest country in the Maghreb region. It has an area of 163,610 square kilometers, which works out to be 63,170 square miles. And by the way, the Maghreb region is also known as Northwest Africa. Now, the region includes Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Tunisia, and of course, they're all members of the Arab Maghreb Union. So guys, we took a look at 5 facts so far about Tunisia. We got 5 more to go. Before I get into those, I have to recommend our video about Algeria. Like, it was probably one of my favorite videos to do. There's so much of the history that I went into in that video. So I have the link down below in the video description section where you can check it out if you haven't watched it already. But if you're not really feeling learning about Algeria, no worries, I got you covered because we have videos about all kind of different countries around our world. I'll have a link to that playlist below filled with videos about the different countries that we've talked about here in FTD Facts. So go through it to learn about your favorite countries. Enough chit chat, let's get back into the facts. For fact number 5, Tunisia has had a reputation for entertainment and theater for the last 1,000 years, especially with its El Jam amphitheater. Tunisia has really served as a very popular location for even some big Hollywood movies over the years, and movies have been filmed at the amphitheater, inside and around it. Like movies like Star Wars Episode 4, Raiders of the Lost Ark, these were filmed in Tunisia among many others. And actually, like, we spoke about Matmata already, but that town also is a great location for filming, especially in Star Wars. You can see like the underground huts and everything, like they're actually in the movie. movie. Fact number 4 leads us to the languages in Tunisia. So the official language of Tunisia is Standard Arabic. Although the Tunisian Arabic dialect known as Darija is used in everyday communications as well. Now, other languages spoken in the country, of course, the vast majority, 98% actually speak Arabic, and about 1% speak Berber. Like I mentioned, French is also widely spoken by Tunisians. Many of them are bilingual or trilingual, speaking multiple languages because, of course, English is everywhere. Everybody speaks English in every country pretty much. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, you probably guessed it though, that Islam is the official state religion in Tunisia. According to the Pew Research Center, out of all its followers, 58% are Sunni and 40% are non-denominational Muslims. Now, the Constitution of Tunisia states that the country's religion is Islam, as well as the government is known as the guardian of religion. And the Constitution requires the president of Tunisia to be a Muslim as well. Fact number 2 brings us to couscous, also called koski. Now, what is this anyways? Well, this is actually the national dish of Tunisia. If you Google it, couscous pops up. Well, I know it as couscous. I don't know it as koski, but it's a very popular dish. It's pretty much small steamed balls of crushed durum wheat semolina. And while we're on the topic of foods, another popular dish is shish kebab, as well as there is chakachukaya. That's a very popular salad that's made from onions, tomatoes, peppers, as well as hard-boiled eggs. Tunisia, you're also going to find various types of stews and soups as well. But when it comes to pork and alcohol, you're not going to really find any of those because that's against the Islamic religious code. All in all, the foods in Tunisia are pretty much similar to the surrounding nations as well. They're very Arab influenced, as well as a sprinkle of different cultures from different parts of the world. But the final fact I want to share with you in this episode, and it's probably one of the most recent major historical events involving Tunisia, and that was the Tunisian Revolution, which I have to talk about in this video. Now, the Tunisian Revolution was an ongoing civil protest that started all the way in December of 2010, and it resulted in the resignation of the Tunisian president, and also led to the possible dissolution of the Constitutional Democratic Rally, which was an authoritarian political party that ruled in the country for well over half a century. And historians and analysts will tell you this, that the events in Tunisia, they're considered to be the spark that set off similar protests and revolutions throughout the Arab world. And the movement, you probably heard this term, was known as the Arab Spring. And since then, Tunisia has made pretty good strides when it comes to their governmental structure, being a lot more democratic. But even though tensions may still be a little bit high due to that event, Tunisia is still an amazing, fascinating, and culturally rich country that I'm so glad I had the opportunity to share the facts about the country with you in this episode. So with that said, that wraps up this episode of 10 surprising facts about Tunisia. Tunisians, like I mentioned, they're such great people. They have a great spirit. They take a lot of pride in their history and their culture, and there's so much more to learn. So be sure to leave your thoughts and comments below about anything that I mentioned in this episode, and we'll see how this video goes. If you guys want to see a part 2, I'll do my best to work on that as quickly as possible, but that's up to you guys. If you enjoyed this one, I'll definitely work on a part 2. Until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you in the next episode.